So let's start with our 3 grounding breaths. Take a long breath in through the nose and a long sigh out the mouth. And again, breathing in and softly sighing out. And breathing in and sighing out. Then let your breath come back in and out of the nose. Just taking a few moments to center in, arrive on your mats. So noticing all of the points of contact with your body and the ground, your legs, your hips. Become aware of the heaviness, the softness of your body. Through your spine, you grow tall as you breathe in, and with your breath out, there's a softening and a settling. And then start to draw your attention to your breath, just noticing the rise and fall and where you feel it the most. I'm beginning practice tonight with some Nadi Showdiner, alternate nostril breathing. So take the first 2 fingers of one hand and place them in between your eyebrows on the forehead. Your thumb is going to control one nostril, one of your other 2 fingers is going to control the other. And when we close a nostril, it's just a very gentle pressure on the crease of the nostril. So to begin, take a normal breath in, a normal breath out, and then close off the right nostril, breathe in through the left for 3, 2, 1. Close the left, open the right, and breathe out for 3, 2, 1. Breathe in through the right for 3, 2, 1. Close the right, open the left, and breathe out. 3, 2, 1. Breathe in left. 3, 2, 1. Breathe out right. 3, 2, 1. Breathe in right. 3, 2, 1. Breathe out left. 3, 2, 1. Breathe in left. 3, 2, 1. Breathe out right. 3, 2, 1. Breathe in right. 3, 2, 1. Breathe out left. 3, 2, 1. Last round. Breathe in left. 3, 2, 1. Breathe out right. 3, 2, 1. Breathe in right. 3, 2, 1. Breathe out left. 3, 2, 1. And then let the hand float away. Allow the breath to come back to normal, in and out through the nose. Sitting in the effects, noticing any shifts. And then taking one final breath in here. And breath out. And then eyes could stay closed if you'd like. We're going to move into some belly rolls. So taking your hands onto your knees as you take a breath in, circle your ribs forwards, pushing out the heart. And then as you exhale, round through the spine as you lean away from your knees. Breath in, circles forwards. And imagine your rib cage or your belly button drawing a big circle in midair as your spine waves through the two. And then take those big circles in the other direction, staying with the breath, circling black as you exhale and breathing in as you circle forwards. And one more big circle with the breath. And then coming back to neutral, taking a breath in to right the spine. As you next inhale, lift the arms up towards the sky. Maybe the chin lifts as well. And as you exhale, twist to your right. And then moving with your breath, inhale back through center, reach and grow tall. As you exhale, twist to your left. Breath in through center, reach with the sky. And exhale, twist to the right. Breath in through center, reaching tall. And exhale to twist to the left. Breath in through center, grow tall. And then as you exhale, twist to the right and pause here. And let this be a really gentle twist. Letting the belly be soft, the spine be long. Breathing into the belly. And then as you next inhale, turn your gaze forwards, release a twist as you reach up for the sky for the last time. And then exhale, twisting to the left. Again, let this be a really gentle twist where the belly's relaxed and soft. With every inhale, you grow tall through the spine. And with every exhale, there's a little intention to twist. And then as you next inhale, turn your gaze back forwards and exhale to release. We'll move over our feet into an all fours position. So I'll meet you with the hands underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips. And from here, we're going to take some threading the needle. So pick up your left hand, place it underneath your face. And then as you breathe in, reach the right arm up towards the sky as you twist to the right. Exhale to reach underneath the left armpits. And then as soon as you breathe in, lift back up and twist open. Exhale to reach. Inhale, twisting open. And then as you exhale and reach underneath the armpit, this time, come on down to the back of the right shoulder. Maybe stretch those left fingertips away from you. Let the chest be heavy. Feeling the body wrap gently around the spine here. And then draw the left hand back towards the side of the face. As you breathe in, lift back up and open wide to the right. And then as you exhale, close everything off, back to your all fours. Take your right hand underneath your face. And inhale, lift up the left arm, open up and twist. Exhaling to reach underneath the right armpit. Inhale, open up. And exhaling to reach and twist. And one more time, inhale, opens wide. As you exhale, reach underneath the right armpit. And this time, come on down to the back of the left shoulder. Maybe reach out the right fingertips in front of you. And then drawing in the right hand back towards the face. As you next breathe in, press with the right hand, open up, left arm reaches up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, both hands down underneath the shoulders. From here, tuck the toes. And as you next exhale, lift your hips up and high to a downward facing dog. And you might pedal this first one out. Ease into the hamstrings. Maybe shake the head no, nod the head yes. And then settle to find some stillness. Knees can stay bent, heels can stay lifted. Wrapping your armpits underneath you as you press your chest back, your hips nice and high. And then from here, step your feet in a little bit so you've got a slightly shorter downward facing dog. And then we're going to go for a twist here. So send the weight into your left hand, lift the right heel of the hand up so you're bouncing on the fingertips. And you can just pause here. Or if you're comfortable, then pick up your right hand, reach it across underneath you to your left ankle. That's it. And then it's like you're trying to draw your right shoulder underneath the left as you draw on your left ankle. And then as you exhale, send that right hand back down towards the ground. And we'll do that on the other side. So first of all, just picking up the left heel of the hands, coming onto the fingertips. And then once you've found that balance, pick up your left hand, reach underneath your body for your right ankle. Once you have a hold of it, slight draw on that ankle as you draw your left shoulder underneath your right armpit. And then as you exhale, place that left hand back down, sink your knees down, and find a child's pose as you ease the weight off your hands and shoulders. You might slip those fingertips all the way to the back of the mat. And bring the breathing into the belly. And another breath here. And then if the fingertips are behind you, walking them back forwards. Your breath in lifts through a tabletop, then tuck the toes and exhale back to a downward facing dog. Stepping the feet nice and wide, so at least mat distance, maybe a little bit wider, with the toes in and the heels wide. Then walking the hands back, transferring the weight into the legs, wide-legged forward fold at the back of the mat. Again, knees might be soft, let your head hang heavy. And then as you inhale, come to a halfway lift, pressing the fingertips down. Find some length in the spine. Walk your fingertips around to the right as though they're framing the right foot. And then exhale to fold over the right leg. And you might take the right hand to the back of the right shin and just gently encourage that fold. And then join the right hand back down as you inhale, lift back up halfway. Exhale, walking the hands all the way over to the left, framing the left foot, and then folding as you exhale over the left leg. Again, you might bring your left hand to the back of your left shin, just encouraging that fold over the left leg. As you inhale, lift back up onto the fingertips, replacing the left hand, walk them back through center, and then as you exhale, fold it back down. Maybe you walk your hands between your feet this time with the fingertips staying forwards. And then if they did move through, walking the hands back underneath the shoulders, inhale, lift up halfway. Okay, so I think we've done this transition before. You're going to start to transfer the weight into your balls of your feet so that the heels of your feet lift. And then from here, keep your feet where they are, but twizzle, spin on the balls of the feet. Walk your hands around to the right. And as you walk them around to the right, the legs will cross. Sink your hips down onto the mat. So pick a way to twist. That's it. Turn, 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 all the way to the back of the mat. The knees will bend, let them, that's it. And then sit your hips down, hooray! So our legs should be crossed in some way, shape or form. You're in Marichyasana legs. That's it. The right knee so it's crossed over your left leg. Yeah, there we go. Okay, breath in, left arm lifts up towards the sky. That's it, and exhale, twist around that right leg. Hugging in the right knee to the chest and breathe into the right hip. One more breath here. And then inhale, look forward, exhale, release. And we're going to transfer all the way around to the other side. So bring the hands back in, lift the bum up, start walking around to the front of your mat, and you should only be able to go one way without breaking a leg. Keep turning, turning, turning all the way in the other direction, back to the back of the mat. Yeah, that's it. And bring your hips down. We made it. Okay, so pick up your left knee, yeah, plant your left sole of the foot on the floor. Breath in reaches the right arm up towards the sky. And then exhale, twisting around to the left. It's a bit of magic, those legs. Breathe into the left hip. Keep grounding down through both sit bones. And then as you inhale, send your gaze back forward. Exhale to release the arm. And we'll twizzle all the way back around to the front of the mat. So pick the hips up. Unravel the cross of the legs. You should only be able to move one way. That's it. And then walk the hands back out to a wide-legged downward facing dog. Your wide-legged downward facing dog, just find that same lift of the hip bones up towards the sky, the press of the chest backwards. Take one more breath in here and out. And then heel toe your feet back in underneath you so that they're about hip distance apart. So you've got a normal downward facing dog. On your next breath in, lift up your heels, bend your knees, look to your hands, and start to tippy toe your way forward. So ragdoll is where we're going at the top of the mat. Then bending the knees, catching hold of opposite elbows, and maybe you find a little bit of movement, a sway from side to side. And then releasing hold of opposite elbows, find some stillness, tuck your chin in. And as you breathe in, start to roll up through the spine, coming up nice and slowly, head coming up last. And then rolling the shoulders down the back body as you arrive. And drawing your hands through to heart center. Take a breath in here and out. And then inhaling, sweep the arms to the sky, palms facing in. As you exhale, sit back into chair pose. Hips move back and down as the arms stay lifted. Take a breath in here. And then as you exhale, draw your hands through to heart center and twist to your right, hooking your left elbow perhaps over the outside of your right knee. As you inhale, press the palms together as you lift your chest up, sending your right ribs back in space as though your sternum could meet your thumbs. Take one more breath in here. And then as you exhale, forward fold over your legs. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale, folding down. Fold, bend the knees, plant the hands, and step it back, high plank. As you exhale, knees down, and curl your toes and slow lower, elbows squeezing in as you make your way onto your belly. Breath in as you back bend, press through the hands to cobra pose. And then exhale, rolls all the way back down. Inhaling through tabletop, tuck the toes, and exhale, downward facing dog. Take a couple of long, slow breaths here into the belly. And then as you next inhale, lift up your heels, bend your knees, look to your hands. Walk, step, or hop forwards, forward fold at the top of the mat. Breath in, halfway lifts. And exhale, folds. Inhale, roll up or reverse one dive through to stand. And exhale, hands move through to heart center. Let's do that on the second side. Inhale, arms to the sky. As you exhale, sit down and back, chair pose, Utkatasana. Take a breath in here. As you exhale, hands move through to heart center. Send your right elbow to the outside of your left knee, hooking it across. Good, and then as you breathe in, press the palms together as you spin your left ribs back in space, like you could lift your heart to your thumbs. Take another breath in here through the twist. And then as you exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant the hands down and step it back, high plank. As you exhale, knees up or down, slow lower, all the way onto your belly. And this time, take your fingertips to the edges of the mat, so at least mat distance. And then as you inhale, lift up to a finger stand cobra. Good, roll your shoulder blades onto the back body. As you exhale, bend your elbows so that your right shoulder starts to come into the middle of the mat. And then inhale, lift through center. As you exhale, bending the elbow so that the left shoulder dips down towards the middle of the mat. And then inhale, lifting through center. We'll take that again to each side. Exhale, right shoulder dips down towards the middle. Inhaling, pressing back up. Exhale, left shoulder down towards the center of the mat. Inhale, rising through center. And then exhale, work your way all the way back down onto the belly. Take your hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale through tabletop. Tuck the toes. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take a moment to root and ground. Come back into the breath. And then as you next inhale, lift up your heels, bend your knees, lift your hands. Walk, step or hop your way forwards, forward fold at the top of the mat. Breath in, halfway lifts. And exhale, fold. Inhale to rise up to stand, arms sweeping overhead. And exhale, hands move through to heart center. Inhale, arms to the sky. As you exhale, forward fold. Inhale to lift halfway. As you exhale, fold, plant the hands down, and this time step it straight back to a downward facing dog. Breath in, lift up your right leg up towards the sky, three-legged dog. And then as you exhale, big step forwards with that right foot to in between the hands at the top of the mat. Good. Inhale, rise up. High lunge. Stay for the exhale, soften the knees. Soften the shoulders. And then as you take your next exhale, draw your hands through to heart center. As you inhale, twist to the right. And then as you exhale, start to hinge so that your left elbow starts to hook over your right knee like we did in chair pose. As you take your next breath in, press your heart up towards your hands, press your left heel away from you, like you're trying to create as much space as you can between your left heel and the top of your head. Now either stay here or as you inhale, open the arms wide, reaching the fingertips far away from each other. Left arm still crossed over your right knee. Exhale, close off the hands back through to heart center. Inhale, lift back up, high lunge. Good, and then step your left leg in a little bit. To ground the left heel down, straighten your right knee, the left toes pointing to the top left corner of your mat. Take your hands behind your back, catch hold of opposite elbows, Parsvottanasana. Breath in, lifts the heart. And then as you exhale, keep the lift of the heart, the length in the spine as you hinge. Staying open through the chest. Keeping the right hip tucked underneath you. So it's as much as about the opening of the chest as it is about the hamstring. Take one more breath in here. And then as you exhale, unthread your left arm, sending it down towards the inner edge of your right ankle. Breath in, lifts your right arm up towards the sky, revolved triangle. Reaching the right fingertips up and back. Take a breath in. And then as you next exhale, draw your right hand back down to frame your front foot. The right knee bends and step your left foot onto the ball of the foot and find some distance there. Left hand plants. Breath in, easy twist. Right arm lifts to the sky. Exhale, right hand comes back down. Inhale, sweeps your right leg back, high plank. And then exhale to Vinyasa, knees down and lower, or Chaturanga. Inhaling to Cobra, or to Upward Facing Dog. And then exhale, we'll meet in Downward Facing Dog. And second side. As you next inhale, lift your left leg up towards the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, big step forwards with your left foot to in between the hands at the top of the mat. Inhale, rises up, high lunge. Good, and just stay for the exhale, settle in, soften both knees, soften the shoulders. And then your next breath out brings the hands through to heart center. As you inhale, twist to your left. And then as you exhale, start to hinge forwards, hooking your right elbow to the outside edge of that right knee, left knee. Breath in, presses the palms together as you lift your heart to your hands into the twist. Press the right heel away from you. And again, you can pause here, or breath in, opens both arms wide. Good. As you exhale, close them back off to heart center. Inhale, lifts back through center. And then step that right foot in, grounding the right heel down, and send your right toes to the top right corner of the mat. Take your hands behind your back and see if you can catch hold of them the weird way round this time. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, keeping the lift of the chest, send your hips back in space. Keeping the gaze out, chest lifted. Lovely. And keep drawing the left hip underneath you. Take one more breath in here. And then as you exhale, unravel your right arm and place the right fingertips onto the ground to the inside of your left leg. Inhale, left arm lifts up towards the sky, revolved triangle. Keep tucking the left hip underneath you, reaching the left arm up and back. Breath in. And then as you exhale, send your left hand down to frame your front foot, bend your left knee, and skip your right leg back to create that space. Right hand plants. Breath in, easy twist, lift the left arm up. Good, exhale, left hand comes back down. Inhale, sweep your left leg back, high plank. Exhale to Vinyasa, knees down, and slow lower onto the belly. Inhaling to the back bend. Exhaling, rolling back down. Inhale through tabletop, and then exhale, find a child's pose. Sink your hips back towards your heels. Resting the forehead if it meets. And taking a moment to come back into the breath, notice its length. One more breath.
And then as you next inhale, rock yourself through tabletop, tuck the toes, and exhale, we'll meet in a downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, look to the hands. Exhale, walk, step, or hop forwards, forward fold at the top of the mat. Inhale, lift halfway, and exhale, fold. Inhale, rises through to stand, arms sweeping overhead. And exhale, hands move through to heart center. Inhale, arms to the sky. As you exhale, fold it down. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, fold, plant the hands down and step it straight back to a downward facing dog. Okay, one more time through a couple of add-ons. We start the same. Breath in, right leg lifts to the sky in a three-legged dog. As you exhale, step the right foot through to the top of the mat in between the hands. Inhale, rise up, high lunge. Exhale, draw your hands through to heart center. Inhale, twist to the right. Exhale, hinge and hook the left elbow to the outer edge of your right knee. Breath in, lift the heart into the hands. Stay for the exhale. Breath in, opens the arms up. Exhale, closes them back off. Inhale, lifts back up through center, high lunge. Step your left foot in to ground the left heel, right leg straightens, hands go behind the back. Breath in, lifts the heart, and then as you exhale, slide your hips back in space as you hinge. Stay for the breath in. Exhale, left fingertips reach the earth. Inhale, right arm lifts to the sky, revolves triangle. Keep tucking that right hip underneath you. This time, as you next exhale, bend your right leg and send your left fingertips a little bit in front of you, about a foot and a half. Maybe your right hand just comes to the right hip initially. Lift your left leg up off the sky, off the earth, to the sky. And then maybe your right arm opens back up again, revolved half moon. Parivrtta Ardha Chandrasana. Keep lifting the left leg, point or flex the back foot. And then as you exhale, the left toes touch all the way down as your hands sweep to frame your front foot. Oh, that's hard. Take a breath in, lift your heart. And then as you exhale, Skandasana at the back of the mat. Use your hands to guide you as you turn your left toes out, the left heel in. And then sink your hips. Good, right toes in the sky. Keep your hands there, or you might lift them through to heart center. Hey, again, maybe stay or inhale. Open the arms up as you twist to your right. Good. Exhale, draw your hands back through heart center. Okay, transitioning to easy twist at the top of the mat. Bring the hands in, breath in, lifts. Exhale, right foot plants, left hand plants. Inhale, easy twist, right arm lifts up. Exhale, right hand comes back down. Inhale, right leg sweeps back, high plank. And then exhale to Vinyasa. Knees down and lower or Chaturanga. Breathing in for the back bend. And then exhaling to downward facing dog. And then as you next breathe in, lift up your left leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, big step forward with the left leg to in between the hands at the top of the mat. Inhale, rise up, high lunge. Exhale, hands move through to heart center. Inhale, twist to the left. Exhale to hinge, hooking elbow over knee. Breath in, lifts the heart to the hands. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, opens the arms up. Exhale, closes them off. Inhale, lift the heart through center. Step your right heel in, left leg straightens. Arms move behind the back in the weird way. Breath in, lifts the heart, and then exhale, slide your hips back as you keep that long spine. Stay for the breath in. As you exhale, your right fingertips meet the earth to the inside of the left ankle. And inhale, left arm reaches up, revolve triangle. Keep squeezing the left hip underneath you. As you next exhale, bend your left knee, send your right fingertips forwards a little bit. Maybe the left hand comes to the left hip for stability. Breath in, transfer the weight into your left leg as the right toes lift up off the sky. Spin your hips open, maybe the left arm now reaches up towards the sky. Revolved half moon. Good. That's it. Okay, and then as you exhale, let your right toes touch back down as your hands move to frame your front foot. Spinning to Skandasana at the back of the mat. As you next exhale, transfer the weight as the right toes spin out. Sink your hips, left toes to the sky. Good. If it's comfortable on this side, maybe lift the hands to heart center. As you inhale, open up to a twist. So your right arm is to the inside of the right knee, like you're pressing the right knee away with that right arm. Left arm reaches behind you. Breath in to extend, and then exhale, close it back off, hands through to heart center. Inhale, lift the hips as you spin back to the top of the mat. Exhaling, left foot, right hand plants. Inhale, easy twist, left arm opens up, that's it. And then exhale, the left hand comes back down. Inhale, sweeps your left leg back, high plank. And then exhale, knees down and lower. As you breathe in, finding cobra. Exhale, rolling back down. Inhaling through tabletop. And then exhale to find the child's pose. Slowing the breath down. Three more breaths here, long and slow. And then as you next breathe in, walk your hands in towards your legs so that you're kneeling at the back of the mat. Okay, so we're going to open up our front body. So you're going to want a little bit of space behind you. So maybe just work your way forwards so that you're at the top of the mat. Okay, so we're going to go for, we're going to try Supta Virasana. So you may or may not be able to see. If you send your feet a little bit wider so that you can sit your hips in between your heels. So your knees stay together, but your heels go nice and wide. Sure. Now bring your hands behind you, so the soles of the feet together, and just lift the hips to tuck the tailbone right underneath you. That's it. And then you can stay here with just a little lean back, or you might come down onto elbows. That's it. You might go for the little tuck of the hips again. And if that's still comfortable, then you might come all the way down onto your back. And if you're all the way down, then you might take your hands nice and wide into a T or cactus arms, or you might even reach the arms overhead and catch hold of opposite elbows. And either closing into the eyes or with a soft gaze. Breathing in space into the front of the body. And spending 5 breaths here. Two more. And then if the arms are out wide or are overhead, just drawing them back to frame the hips. Start to draw the weight into the elbows. Tuck your chin in to press your weight back up onto the elbows. That's it. Good. And then work your way back up, all the way upright. Nice. And then draw your hands to the outside edge of your knees just to help bring those knees in. And then step the feet nice and wide. That's it. And we'll just ease the hips out. So we'll windscreen wide for the legs. So send your feet nice and wide and then knees move from side to side. And the next time the knees come up towards the sky, walk your feet in so they're about hip distance and just make sure you've got the room to lie back down again. If you also have your makeshift strap close to you. Okay. And we'll make our way down onto our backs. Perfect. So from here, just setting up the strap to the side briefly and draw your feet in so they're about hip distance. We'll take a couple of rounds of bridge. Bring your heels nice and close as though you could tickle your heel. Breath in presses your lower back down and then exhale to lift the hips. With every inhale, maybe lifting the hearts, the hips a fraction higher. As you exhale, rolling slowly down through the spine. Find constructive rest, step your feet a little wide and knees come together. And take one breath in here. And out. And then walk the feet back in. We'll do just one more round of bridge. So breath in, presses the lower back down, and then exhale to lift the hips. And you might like to interlace the fingers, roll the shoulders underneath you to lift a little higher. Staying where it feels comfortable tonight. And then as you exhale, releasing any clasp with the hands, rolling the spine all the way back down. And take your strap. And then as you breathe in with the strap in both hands, lift your right leg and hook it around the middle of your right foot. That's it. And then extend the left leg away from you. And spend a few breaths here, breathing into the right hamstring. Keeping the shoulders grounded. And then as you next exhale, rebend the right leg. You might just set the strap off to the side for a moment, keeping the right knee bent. Guide that knee across the body into a supine twist. If you've got the space, laying out the left arm or maybe to a cactus arm. Then rolling your way back onto your back. We'll swap that over. So breathe in to lift the left leg to the sky and wrap the strap around the middle of your left foot, creeping the right leg nice and long if it's comfortable. Then spend a couple of breaths here, directing them into the back of the left leg. Keep the shoulders nice and heavy. Now as you next exhale, bending the left leg, releasing the strap off to the side, and then guiding the left knee across the body into a twist. Laying out the left arm if you have space to do so. And then rolling back onto your back, bring both knees in for a final squeeze. And then, when you next exhale, releasing and setting up for Shavasana, final relaxation. Removing any layers of clothing. Knowing for the next couple of minutes, you have nowhere else to go. Nothing else to do other than to be with your breath. Bring a few small movements back into fingers and into toes. Making those movements a little bit bigger into wrists and into ankles. And then if it's comfortable and you have the space, take a stretch overhead as you wake up your body.
And then exhaling to curl the knees into the chest, wrapping your arms around yourself in a gigantic hug. And then pausing here or rolling onto one side of your body. Over the next few breaths, start to make your way back up to a seat. Taking your time. We'll meet kneeling or cross-legged. And taking a final couple of breaths here. And breathing in and letting go. Breathing in, letting go, and closing in gratitude. Listing a couple of things in our day, in our lives that we're grateful for. Maybe it starts with your breath. And thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste.